Hey everybody, Mark Dawes here. I just want to follow on from the video I did yesterday about what would you do if you were a trainer and you thought someone wasn't fit enough or capable enough to do the training. And I want to follow on from that because I've just had an email from a very good friend of mine who's a very senior and proficient health and safety professional. And in his email he stated that where an employer knows that someone has an injury, an existing injury, they have to actually take more care of him. And this comes from a case that he did when he was doing his health and safety training, and the case is entitled Paris v Stepney Borough Council, and the case reads as follows. It says, the facts. Mr. Paris worked in the Borough Council's truck maintenance garage. He had been blinded in one eye during the war, but has successfully managed to conceal this from his employers until he was examined by a doctor for the purposes of the council's superannuation scheme. When it came to light that he was blind in one eye, he was given 2 weeks' notice of dismissal. 2 days before he was due to leave, he was working underneath one of the council's gully cleaning trucks. He was using a hammer to loosen a U-bolt on the truck's rear springs when a piece of metal flew off into his good eye, blinding him. He claimed damages for negligence, saying that he, as an individual with extra susceptibility of serious injury, should have been provided with goggles. The House of Lords' decision on this, they upheld his claim, and they said that the duty to take reasonable steps by an employer for preventing injury to employees is owed to each employee individually. If an employer knows of a condition in an employee which makes that employee more susceptible to injury, or makes the consequences of injury more severe than usual, he must take extra precautions. In this case, the provision of goggles to Mr. Paris would have been reasonable, even if no goggles were provided to other men during the same kind of work. So I hope that case law makes it quite clear for you. And the bottom line is, if someone comes on a training course with you and they disclose information to you that's going to make them more vulnerable or susceptible to injury whilst they're on a course with you because of an existing medical condition or an existing injury that they have that could be compounded by the activity that you're going to put them through, then, as you've already seen, you have to take an additional duty of care. You've got to put extra steps in place to actually ensure that that person is safeguarded, and you've got to do this on an individual basis for each person on your course. Now, I'm only talking about training courses, and of course this applies across the whole employed sector. So where someone discloses information that they have an impairment or an illness or a particular condition, then the employer must take additional steps to safeguard and protect that person. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, leave them below. If you like what you've heard, please click the like button or thummy thing below. If you can add value to this, please leave a comment and share it with whoever you wish to share it with. Thanks ever so much for listening, and I'll speak to you all again soon.